Hello again, everyone. This is the third video in a series about the literature review, and in the previous video, we were dealing with Eric and Google Scholar as platforms where you could get the articles of your choice. And in this video, we're going to see how, after reading the abstract, you can decide if an article of your choice is of your interest and you wanted to include that in your literature review. There are some articles, as I said in the previous video, that may charge you money. Some people can make a living after writing research articles, and I also showed you in the previous video how to avoid that. Please, if you haven't seen the previous video in the series, the video number 2, since this is the third video of the series, you go back and see it. Okay, what is the purpose of revising the literature? And as you're reading the articles, as you select primary sources of information or secondary sources of information, you need to take notes on each one of the sources you find. And these notes, we call them bibliographical notes. Okay, and for you to write these bibliographical notes, you're called to write a short summary of each one of them. In primary sources of information, such as research journals, theses, and dissertations, you read the abstract first. First, you read the abstract, which is the small section they present at the beginning of each research report, where they give you an image of what it is all about, what the problems are, the participants, research questions, and the findings. Not all the abstracts are written the same way, but you're going to find some that are really good and they contain most of the information you need. Some others you need to go read the whole article, and that's something we're going to say how to do it. Okay, you try to find information on the purpose statement, as I said, the participants, data collection methods, data analysis, and results. Okay, in secondary sources, make sense of the information, and try not to cite the authors to say the way they are being cited in the book. So if you see that you're reading a secondary source and they are citing an author that you're really interested then you go to the reference section and try to find the complete reference and try to find the original source, so that you don't cite one person citing another, being cited by another. Okay, you go to the primary source. Okay, the third thing is you need to organize your literature notes by topics and authors, and then proceed to write a draft relating the ideas from these different sources you are finding. Okay, this is the real work we need to make. But before doing that, where can you get the information you need? Okay, these are the questions. You need to, for each one of the sources, you need to get the author and date, what the problem is, the purpose of the study, the questions, research method, research instrument, participants, analysis, and results. You might not need to do all of this, but then some of them are really necessary for you to include, and that has to do with, for example, the author. Let me see if I can point something here. Okay. Okay. The author and date, that's you need to do. You need to take them. The participants are also important, their results. Others, if you say the way they analyze the information, you're interested in writing a literature review where you contrast different analysis they made, this is important. Always try to include the purpose of the study and the problem. You see, they are about the same thing. They might be in a single sentence. And as the analysis and research method, that purposefully, if you really need to make an analysis and compare the different research methods they use, this is great. So the question and hypothesis, they are like the same thing. They might be related to this. Results, you might find 1, 2, or 3 results from each study, from each single study that are related to your topic. Okay? Where can you find this information? First, you carefully read the abstract and see what information you can get from all of them above. But then, if the abstract doesn't have the information, what would you do? Then, in the introduction, in the articles, you have an introduction section, introductory section. You're going to find the statement of the problem. What the problem is, the purpose of the study, and the research questions and hypotheses. This is in the introduction you find them. If you don't find them in the abstract, then you go to the introduction. In the method section, or the methodology, you're going to find the research method, as they stated, details about the participants, their research instruments, the procedures, and the analysis. One thing here that is tricky is that sometimes you find an article, which is a literature review article, and you're trying to find the participants, but in a literature review article, you don't find participants. You're going to find a review of the literature. So what they're going to tell you is how they chose the articles, how they chose the article the articles that were included in the discussion. So this is something you need to keep in mind. Same with other types of articles that do not take participants into account. Okay, such as the meta studies. Also, you're going to find the procedures and the analysis as they did it in the method section. If you want to answer these questions, then now you know this is where you need to go. As for the results, sometimes that happens that they write an abstract, but in the abstract they do not write a good abstract. They do not include the results, and you can go to the results, discussion and conclusions, and find and see what findings relate to your research study. And this is the most important for a basic exploration of the literature, because the thing that you are seeking for is comparing articles and the findings they have made. Of course, you can compare the analysis and the research methods and so on, and even how they chose the participants. You can do that, and this can be your literature review. But basically, what we look for in a literature review is to compare the findings in different research studies that deal with the same topic. Okay? So that's it. This is in the abstract. You try to find this information, but if you don't get it, now you know where you need to go. Okay? So this is the end for this video today. Thank you so much for your attention. I might see you in a 4th video of this series.